All right, so how do we handle square roots? And in this case, distributing. All right, so I'm going to take that 7, I'm going to go square root 7 and go boom and boom. Now here's the trick. You've got to keep stuff outside of square roots separate from stuff inside of square roots. That makes sense? They're two totally different worlds. Outsiders interact with outsiders, insiders. Just like prison, right? It's a great sad situation, but a perfect analogy. So if you go to prison, you can visit, but you're still an outsider, right? If you're an insider, you're an insider. So no interaction. So that's exactly how roots work. Outside stuff multiplies, adds, subtract, whatever with outside stuff, inside with inside. So here we go. So what's going to happen then when root 7 and 9 multiply? Well, the 9 has to stay as an outsider and the 7 as an insider. They can't multiply directly and make 63 anywhere. Plus, and then the next one, root 7 multiplies root 7. What's that going to be? Root 49. Those two do multiply inside, right? Because they're both insiders. See how the 7 and the 7 multiplied, but the 7 and the 9 did not, because the 9's an outsider. So he just goes to the outside. Now, what do you do from there? Well, the 9 root 7, you can't do anything with that. But what's the square root of 49? That's just 7, huh? And the root vanishes, right? When you root a number, when the root is able to do his job, he does his job and he vanishes. So the square root of 49 is 7, and we're done. And this is the answer. Now, some people think we can go further, add the 9 and the 7 to make 16, but they are completely wrong. You cannot add, you can only add, I'll just say, cannot add unlike roots. So when it comes to adding and subtracting, in other words, if this 7 also had a root 7, if it was 9 root 7 and 7 root 7, then we could totally add them. It's like x's, right? It's like, whoops, bump the screen there. It's like adding 9x and 7. You can't add those because they're unlike terms. But if he has an x, then we can add them and say, okay, now it's just 16x. You with me? So the rules for roots are just like the rules for x's. So the answer then is just this right here. It has to just stay. That's what I'll write up here. 9 root 7 plus 7. That's as good as it gets. They can't combine in any way because they're unlike roots. One has a root, the other does not. It's like one having an x and the other not. They stay separate. There we go.